Hello ladies and gents, in this video we will talk about expression binding and complex binding. Say we want to highlight the prices in our list which are about 20 euros just for demonstration purposes. For that we cannot use the predefined SAP UI5 data types, but creating a custom formatter also seems like overkill for such a simple comparison. And that's where expression binding comes in, which is perfect for simple comparisons and calculations. So let's go back to our app, and inside app view let's find our price, which is our object number here, and let's also add another attribute named number state. And in here we begin with curly braces and an equal sign inside, which is the syntax for expression binding. And we will compare the price of our product, so this part here. And since this part is also a binding, we put it inside curly braces. And since we are inside expression binding, we have to escape the model bindings with a $sign at the start like this. And here we can use some JavaScript features such as this greater than operator. And we will create a ternary expression here. We will say if product price is greater than 20, we want our number state to be warning, else we want it to be none. Let's save it, go back to our list, and there you have it. Prices greater than 20 euros are in a different state, a warning state, so we see them as highlighted in this orange color. Now in expression binding we can use some JavaScript, but not everything obviously, and you can see what we can use in the official documentation of expression binding here, and you can see all the operations you are allowed to use inside expression binding. And you can also find this link in the description, or you can just search for expression binding SAP UI5. Now let's go back to our app and add some dimensions to some of our products. So I will go back to our code, and we have our products.json here. Let's add, for example, this red wine, some properties like width. Let's add it to 6, doesn't matter. Also give it a height of, let's say, 34. And lastly a depth of also 6. Let me copy this and also add to basmati rice, for example, and set it to 20, 30 and 15, for example. Now let's go back to our app view, and under this release date attribute I will add another object attribute. I will skip title and directly add a text here with curly braces again. And first thing I'd like to see here is the width field, so let's copy it. And I don't want to create 3 different object attributes, I just want one. And what we can do with complex binding here is we can just leave a space here and then a text, just an X character, and we can say product height and again X, and then product depth. And let's say these are in centimeters, so I can add cm at the end. What we are doing here with complex binding is we are mixing simple strings with model bindings, as here, and these bindings will be switched with the actual values. And as you can see, we don't use the $sign here as we do with expression binding. And one more thing to mention here is the complex binding syntax is not enabled by default, and to enable it we have to go to our index.html file, and we either have to set this compat version to edge, Or another option is to do data-sap-ui binding syntax and set this to complex. Setting the compat version to Edge automatically enables all compatibility features, so we don't need this binding syntax setting here. We save, check our app, and we can see dimensions for those we added, obviously, and for the rest it's just empty, so it doesn't make sense. Now let's go ahead and hide this field for the ones that there are no dimensions, again using expression binding. So let's go back. Let me put this into a new line and add another attribute named visible. And we will use expression binding syntax, so it's an equal sign between curly braces. And first we want to check there is actually a width attribute on our product, so we say product width, and this has to be truthy, so we put 2 exclamation marks at the beginning. And also we want a height attribute, so all 3 have to be present. And we say there should be a depth. And as you already see, my IDE is complaining about these ampersands. That's because some special characters need to be escaped in XML, like this one. So we have to add amp column at the end to all our ampersands. I will copy it here. Also add it here. We save, we go back, and now it's only visible for those products that actually have some dimensions defined. That will be all for this video, and hope to see you in the next one.